What's up, everybody? This is Zone, the Magnetic Sun, here with my man Liv. Gonna be talking about his upcoming project.
What's up, y'all? LIV.
Yeah, we already addressed your brother and told what your name is. Why don't you talk about what your name means?
Liv, man. Basically, we talking about the original tag was Jah Live, which means in Jamaican patois, God lives.
Right.
So it was an understanding and an overstanding that every time they want to hear me speak, you know what I'm saying, to call me the mic, they got to admit God lives.
All right.
So, the new generation, shortened it to just live, being the opposite of die. You know what I'm saying? So, I hope that shed some light on what the name means.
Most definitely. When did you begin writing?
Oh, man. Had a question on the email today. live.thenew@gmail.com. Plug, you know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Get it in. Brother asked how long I've been writing. And so, my answer was before I could hold a crayon. Because, this writing is just a physical, material extension of imagination. And as a child, I always had a vivid imagination. So, that's in essence where the writing started, with the idea, a child's imagination. So, I was the child that had, imaginary friends and imaginary worlds. And, and when you come into consciousness, you begin to comprehend how they're no more imaginary than this existence that we live in right now, So thought creates reality. I think, therefore I am. As a man thinketh, so is he. So I've been creating with my mind since before forever and after forever.
All right. Let's talk about the different forms of writing that you do and performances. How many different styles do you have in expressing yourself? Like spoken word,
yes,
the hip hop,
right,
the theatrics, the monologues.
Yeah, I got a piece in the book Babylon BC. This is called Gift, and it says report was heard from 5 different guns from one's gift. So I got like a 5-pronged attack through the hip hop, spoken word, screenwriting, playwriting, and novels, So, God blessed me with a tremendous gift, and the writing comes easy to me. The hip hop, real hip hop is poetry in the first place. I ain't talking about rap music, and I'm not talking about following trends. I'm talking about setting them. So when you're blazing trails and setting trends with this style of expression that's original, that's poetry, that's hip hop. So to me, poetry and hip hop are one.
So, let's talk about some of your influences. And that can be like all the aforementioned forms of creativity.
Yes.
Just go for like who influences you.
Oh, wow. Okay. Number one influence, is the Most High, because the Father influences me through my whole existence and the way I take in my experience. I'm influenced by nature, the wind, a bird, things that are created by man, that's created by God, architecture, painting, sculptures. On the artistic side of things, poetically, my mother gave me a Langston Hughes book at the age of 12, introducing me to what poetry was. So Langston Hughes is an influence. Bob Marley was a prophet and a poet, and I love his music and the spiritual stance that he took. Revolutionary stance for the upliftment of our people. Bob Marley is an influence. Sly and the Family Stone, Prince, Al Green, these were some of the peoples that I listened to, as far as writing without any parameters, writing using your imagination. Prince when I saw that he made an album playing every instrument and writing all the songs himself, and a total expression in the end of the thought without being changed by another person's influence, that inspired me. So yeah, those are some of my influences. Also, when you just talk about American songwriters, when you get right down to writing, Jim Croce is an influence of mine. Also, my man that sings Up on the Roof, James what? Yeah, Up on the Roof, and I Seen Fire and I Seen Rain.
Is that James Taylor?
James Taylor, yeah. James Taylor, you know what I'm saying? Wicked. You know what I'm saying? A genius. So I respect, any type of writing that comes from the heart, man, and makes me emotionalize the human experience as if I had lived it myself. That's what moves me.
As an artist, what are some of the current challenges that you face today?
Well, one big challenge for any artist, as you know, is, to eat food. You know what I'm saying? To feed yourself, to pay rent, yes. To sustain in this capitalistic society, through your art. And, we know the further we get away from doing these other things to feed ourselves, be they legal or illegal, they all chop away at, the precious purity of the expression. So, for years, those have been challenges. And, formerly, a challenge was censorship. But, with the advent of the internet, it's not so much a challenge anymore. You can express yourself, so I hope that addresses what you were asking.
No doubt. What do you want people to know about you most of all?
Man. Most of all, I want them to know that I'm just a humble child of God, that I'm approachable. I'm your brother, your uncle, your father, your friend, I'm not caught up in the persona of Liv. It's just who I am. And I want them to know that what they see is what they're getting because it's real. And I want them to know that what they feel when they're viewing the videos and they hear my voice is the power of the Most High coming through me as a vessel. And I want them to know that there's a reason why they're feeling that, and that's because it's genuine. I'm approachable. You see me, holler at me. You know what I'm saying? You want me to sign a book, a CD, a DVD? Ask. I'm going to do it every time. You don't want anything signed? You just want to kick it? Let's kick it. You know what I'm saying? Simple as that.
That's what's up. You mentioned book. One of the things I've been wondering about, what can you do live or on an album that you can't do in a book, and vice versa?
Okay. First, I'll address the book. When you're dealing in text, what we're dealing with is the person's imagination. So they get to read something and lay it down, run it through the parameters of their understanding, weigh it with what they're going through in life, come back to the book and read it again. Secondly, you get to read a book, lay it down, and then that piece means something else to you 6 months later, a year later. So you get to relive it again. Of course, at a live show, the pace of a performance piece doesn't always allow you to be reflective at the same time you're hearing it. Now, let's invert that and let's talk about the live performance versus print. Well, when you're creating in print, you don't have the energy from the audience. I love to perform because I love to see facial expressions while I'm spitting. I love to see people's face contorting, going, oh, woo, oh shit, damn, no he didn't. You know what I'm saying? Right. And even if you look at the actual clip that went viral, which was the new Peace to my man Yedadiah in Miami.
Big ups Yedadiah.
His mom Bathsheba, blessed queen. Peace to you. You know, if you look at that piece, one of the things that made that piece so powerful was his genuine laughing and in awe of the verbal prowess that I was displaying. You know, if you just forget about what I'm saying and just listen to his reaction, it's a whole track within itself.
Watch the video without the audio.
Yeah, and you know, that's so that's what I'm trying to say is you can't get that out of a book. As me creating it, you know, nothing for me beats a live show performance. I love it.
What advice would you give to writers, especially spoken word artists?
Oh, wow. You know, it's hard to advise someone specifically, but I would say in general, if you're doing the same thing that everyone else is doing, you're not going to be an innovator, you know? Stop saturating yourself in the same genre if you want to flourish in that genre. You know, like, I listen to jazz, reggae, classical, you know, blues, but I listen to very little hip hop. You know, my son, he loves hip hop, and he'll call me and say, "Yo, Dad, you gotta listen to this, or you gotta listen to that," and I'll give an ear to it because he suggested it. But I don't listen to hip hop. Why? Not to be influenced by what everyone's talking about. Not that an artist doesn't have a backbone, but we can be influenced and end up saying the same thing another artist said in different words. And so my advice would be, stay original.
This was up. The new addressed a lot of different perspectives on the way people look at things.
Yes.
Okay. How does that carry over with the way people define success? And what I mean by that is the way people define success, like in the 80s, the 90s, is it different now? And how do you define success today? And is it different from your earlier years?
Okay, that's a good question, Zone. And I'm going to answer it this way. The way a person defines success doesn't have anything to do with if it's the 80s, the 90s, or 2000 or whatever. It has to do with their state of consciousness. So when you ask about how I defined it, yeah, it was different for me in the 80s or 90s because my consciousness was different. But yeah, the new touches on a lot of things, says the dollar bill is the new penny, you know, talking about inflation and, you know, the loss of power that money has, but, you know, yet we need money for a standard of living that we're trying to achieve.
Right.
So, you know, my state of consciousness now, I have redefined what it means to be successful. And when people see me at a show or you see my face on the cover of a CD, you know, that to me isn't success, but those are some of the trappings of success. It's some of the result of my success. You know, my success was being successful in spirit, being spiritually grounded, knowing my own identity, living an upright, moral life, striving to stay in obedience in the light of the Most High. You know, that's success to me. You know, all the other things shall be added, you know, so, you know, I believe that, so that's what I strive for.
Awesome. And I appreciate the time, man.
Anytime, Zone.
Man, just looking forward to hearing your album.
Yeah, it's
going out there and watching you tear it down.
Yeah, well, it's a great piece of work, you know, the new, I'm very excited about it. I'm sure everyone's going to enjoy it, and, you know, it's just the tip of the iceberg. You know, we're loading up the YouTube channel right now, and we have a goal to put 50 pieces on by June 22nd. And, you know, I'm sure we're going to meet that goal, you know, and, you know, I just want to say thank you to love I've been getting from all over the planet. I mean, South Africa, the UK, you know, all continents. I mean, all the emails, all the love. And you know, I just want to say to my fans, you know, hang in there with me, because I'm always going to represent with my originality. I'm not going to let you down. Come on, man, and enjoy the ride. Bless, enough respect, LIV, live.
Oh, God bless, bro.
Yes. All right, now. Love you, man.
Love, bro.